Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember it so you don't have to. Sorry about all this. It's just, I'm really concerned because I heard you know who might be in town. Ah! Sage!
Yes, me.
You're looking good. You been working out or something? New haircut, new wardrobe, penis enhancement?
Silence!
Oh! What do you want with me, mentally demented one?
My day of reckoning, Critic. My day that has been coming for nearly 4 years.
Reckoning?
That little cameo of mine in your Care Bears review could only sate me for so long, Critic. A full and proper crossover is inevitable.
You mean you want to do a review? Well, I guess that's fine with me. How's your schedule the next 5 years?
Now, Critic!
Oh! Look, no offense, Sage, but anything having to do with you scares the shit out of me. I mean, you don't review things that are well. You are not well!
It took me a while, Critic, but I finally found the perfect movie for us to review.
Oh no, I've seen what you review. You're not gonna make me review cops with grenades tied to their pubes or something.
Critic, have a little more faith in me than that. If I showed you something from my personal collection, it'd probably kill you. If you died, then I'd have no one to play with. So I bring you this.
Starchaser, the Legend of Orin? Are you kidding? What? This doesn't look that bad.
You're not afraid?
What, you got some 80s cheese, some bland story, and actually some half-decent animation. It looks kind of stupid and silly, but this doesn't look awful. No, I'm not afraid.
You will be.
So it seems I've been shanghaied into reviewing another fossilized piece of shit that nobody saw the first time it came out. Apparently Starchaser was released in 1985, and flopped harder than a fat guy in America's Funniest Home Videos.
Oh, come on, Critic. You gotta give them credit for making the best 3D movie ever made. Or at least that's what they say on the poster.
Oh sure, because as we all know, 3D is the gatekeeper to good quality entertainment. Though Kate Winslet's nipple in 3D does have potential. So, to be fair, the movie starts out alright. I mean, the animation looks like heavy metal threw up on a Molly Hatchet album cover, but it's harmless.
Well, as harmless as forced labor in a dangerous mine can be, this is our hero Orin, who, despite having lived his entire life in this subterranean world as a slave, still manages to have a head of finely shampooed, luxuriant hair.
Slow down, grandfather. You're too old to keep up this pace.
Slowing down will only prolong my suffering.
Orin, don't. You won't survive doing the work of 2.
Prettiest girl in the world. I'd do the work of 10.
Yeah, have you seen Jessica? That chick be smoking! Oh, but you're hot too, you're hot too. You have a nice tooth. It seems that Orin and his friends are slave laborers that mine crystals for a god named Zygon. No, not that Zygon. Not that Zygon either. This Zygon.
My world are angry. They have kept you alive since the beginning of time and ask very little in return.
Just your continued subjugation and your free will. Really, you're taking advantage of us. So after the slaves offer their mined crystals in exchange for food, Orin happens upon a strange sword embedded in the rock wall.
It's a lie.
You will go to the Dagobah system. There you will learn from Yoda.
Oh, I'm sure that's just a coincidence.
Yeah, so not Obi-Wan says that there are other worlds outside of their caverns, and that the wielder of the sword can free all the slaves, if he is able to find the blade. So after pointlessly wrestling with another slave, Orin takes what's left of the sword and vows to find the blade.
We'll go together, Elan.
I'll go with you too.
You'll have to be with us in spirit, Callie. It's too dangerous for one as young as you.
I'm not too young. You don't want me because I can't see.
No, we don't want you because you're ball-gratingly annoying.
Don't leave me, Orin. What if you don't come back?
It's like he talks in that tone of voice whenever you're trying to mimic someone to sound really whiny. Show him how it's done, Robin.
Well, Orin and his girlfriend ditched the little turd and make off for I don't know where exactly. I guess they just figured that the way out of the caves that their people have lived in for generations has to be somewhere, but they don't get too far. Alright, so they give the slaves dangerous laser drills that can take out a guard in one hit, and give the guards whips. This isn't an S&M bar. Why don't you give them some guns?
Watch out for the crystals!
Point taken.
Orin and his girlfriend get captured trying to escape, where they learn that the god who they've been worshipping all their lives turns out to be... Oh my god, some guy! Yeah, really, was this supposed to be in any way surprising? Christ, we're just starting this movie and the dramatic reveal is already wasted. This isn't much of a twist! Anyway, it's not really that big an impact if you don't get to know the characters. We've barely even grown accustomed to Orin or... what's-her-face. But I guess it doesn't matter, it's not like she's gonna die in the next 5 minutes.
Try one.
No. Well, she was completely pointless, wasn't she?
You don't even know the half of it.
There's a world above. I'll find it for you, Alon.
Orin manages to escape Zygon's clutches into a collapsed cavern. He digs his way out onto the surface world, but it's not long before he runs into more danger.
Sage, what's that?
Hell if I know.
It looks like it crawled out of the asshole of H.R. Geiger's nightmare.
No, this looks like it crawled out of the asshole of H.R. Geiger's nightmare.
It's just too bad. Because we're going to take him anyway.
It's the eyes, isn't it?
The eyes! What's up with the eyes?
When I kill your brother, I talk. Just wait.
So, my new nightmares for the week take Orin prisoner and decide on who gets what body part of Orin's. Ooh, I'll take the brain! Oh wait, no, that won't fill me up enough. But one of the ungodly monstrosities gets a little too curious with Orin's sword and winds up cleaving one of the others in half.
Orin manages to trick the last of the remaining monsters into letting him go, and yeah, big deal tricking things that couldn't figure their way out of a Chinese finger trap.
You've got exactly 10 seconds to tell me what you're doing in this swamp.
Oh, hi, Han Solo.
Han, what are you talking about? Oh, wait a minute! A young kid on a distant backwater world finds a magic sword and under the instruction of a wise old man, finds a rogue smuggler to help him defeat a dark overlord. This is Star Wars! Wait, is that guy a smuggler?
Yeah, he's a smuggler.
This is Star Wars!
Yeah, you're pretty much right. Starchaser even goes beyond lifting plot elements and characters and rips off iconic shots from the original trilogy.
I can't believe it. This is shameful. This is insulting. This is downright unforgivable.
Oh, you want to know what the best part is?
What?
The same people who distributed this in theaters also distributed the Garbage Pail Kids movie. Oh, yeah, that's good.
I can't take anything from them. I can't take anything from them.
Excuse me for a moment, folks. Got some business to take care of.
Mums!
What? I got crusty elbows.
What in the hell are you doing?
That's our hero, ladies and gentlemen. Guy who trips over himself when slightly tapped from behind.
This... Oh, God, it feels disgusting reviewing anything by those people. This Han Solo wannabe is named Dag, who tells Orin that the crystals he's been mining for all his life are commonly thought to be mined by robots. But the scene is interrupted by a swamp monster that grabs Dag. Now wait a minute, how come the sword works now, but not when he tried to stab Dag?
Well, Critic, the movie never really explains why the sword works sometimes and not other times, and several fan theories have floated around to this day.
Wait. This movie has fans?
Yeah. In fact, just recently it's been announced that plans are being made for a live-action remake.
They did that. It was called Star Wars!
Oh, and if this movie hasn't pushed all your rage buttons by now, it also has its own version of Navi from Legend of Zelda.
Oh, fancy fucking that. Is he fondling the little light bulb's junk?
I'd like to think so. Well, we don't linger on the possible molestation for long as a patrol comes along and starts attacking the two, and they retreat back to Dag's ship.
I wish you'd stop calling me a computer, Dag. It's so impersonal. After all, your body's just a machine made of flesh and blood. How would you like it if I went around calling you Meat Brain?
Oh, hi, C-3PO.
Oh, wait a minute, it's not even a robot.
Okay, so what do you call an AI that speaks in a prissy, whiny, effeminate voice and is largely used for comic relief?
Son of a bitch, it is C-3PO.
Ow! I told you it wouldn't work!
By the way, does Dag ever finish that cigar? Do people just not know how to smoke things in space? Well, actually, that's unlikely, because they came up with a screenplay, didn't they? Okay, so the two fly off with Dag deciding to attack a nearby base because, well, the movie has to find a way to shoehorn more lifted shots from Star Wars that way. Also, AT-ATs much?
Dag manages to steal some of the mined crystals from a nearby transport ship, but Zygon captures Dag before they can make off. But of course, Orin, not being the sharpest tool in the shed, demands that the ship be lowered so he can confront Zygon head on.
Oh! You!
Ow, my sword! You know, as hopelessly dumb and naive Orin is, at least he's incredibly weak and awkward.
Get out!
Who the hell ordered this drill? Hey!
Come on, Finn!
Yes, let's pointlessly carry this heavy robot that is in no way going to help us escape, and will in fact only hinder our chances of making it safely aboard. God, I'm a tactical genius! But of course, this movie isn't set in any kind of logical universe, so they in fact make it safely aboard and blast off, leaving Zygon to mutter one of the strangest lines in the movie.
It is him. The Kaka has returned.
The what has returned?
The Kaka has returned.
The caca's returned? This movie's full of caca, I never realized it left!
Well, Critic, if you thought that was strange, get a load of Dag trying to reconfigure that fembot he picked up from earlier.
Where the hell are the personality circuits on these G2 fembots?
They're in her posterior.
You wouldn't dare.
He's not seriously going to.
Oh, he's going there. See that look on his face? That's the look of a man who's about to plunder him some ass.
You wouldn't dare.
Ooh, ooh. Sorry, folks. Had a flashback there for a moment.
Help! 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 What?
Oh, it just gets better and better. Give it a few more seconds and we'll have a cinema snob review.
Dag? Why do you risk your life stealing crystals?
And how the hell did this movie only get a PG rating?
Wait for it.
That should do it.
Ah.
That's more like it.
Has anyone ever told you that you're awfully cute for a meat body?
Well, that seals it. You went from Star Wars to Star Whores in a matter of seconds.
Well, if there's one thing we can all learn from Starchaser is that the way to a woman's heart is through her ass.
Where the hell did this scene come from? Who thought it was a bright idea to have Dag probe a fembot's butt? A fembutt, if you will. Didn't anyone think of the fact that there's a children's audience that will most likely see this? Probably, because they're the only ones that would find this remotely funny. No wonder they ripped off Star Wars. The original ideas in this are just...
You will never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
So after the two blast off into a Jackson Pollock painting, Orin and Dag part ways, with Dag meeting up with the film's version of Jabba the Hutt to hawk the crystals he stole.
Oh, Dag, one of my nosy men thought he saw you with a young boy this evening. My girls do not excite you anymore.
You know, that is exactly what this family-friendly space adventure needed. Pedophilia jokes!
Well, that and robot ass play. Meanwhile, Orin happens upon a fortune teller who gives him advice on where to find the missing blade to his sword.
Can you tell me where I'll find the blade?
Such is not an easy task.
Hey, genius, you've been using the sword all throughout the movie. The blade's invisible. You've already found it. You might as well be trying to find the biggest douche in the universe. Case closed.
Dag and Orin meet back up, but it's not long before Zygon's men are after them again, prompting Dag and the Fembot to enact the oldest and dumbest trick in the book, the sexy lady diversion. Of course, this oldest dirt tactic is so stupid that it works perfectly. Seriously, the only way this could have been worse is if he fell for the carrot under the box trap.
Wait a minute, how the hell did that second guy get knocked out? Nothing touches him! See? Dag hits one of them with the butt of his gun, and the other guy just falls over like he's wounded.
I'm not dead.
You'll be stone dead in a moment.
Luckily, Dag and Orin manage to elude Zygon's men, and they escape.
So we bamf to another planet, I think. Could be the same planet with the mine world, or the same planet as that desert town. Establishing shot? What's that? But in any case, Zygon's men manage to catch up with Dag and Orin and shoot their ship down.
Zygon's men take Dag's unconscious body in, but are unable to find Orin, who has been flung from the ship during the crash and landed torso first in a tree. Oh good, does this mean he suffered catastrophic injury and died? Roll the credits! Oh, hi, Boba Fett.
Nope.
Oh, hi, Princess Leia. Yeah, you knew she was coming. Maybe not technically a princess, but daughter of some sort of rich person in charge. Yeah, princess. So Princess Leia takes Orin away to her castle because the plot demands it. And Orin wakes up in her bedroom wearing the most embarrassing blue midriff vest. Are undershirts extinct in this universe? How come in 80s sci-fi men always want to wear even less than the women do?
Elon?
My name is Aviana. Who is Alon?
A friend? From the mines?
Yeah, just a friend, and totally not my love interest who died just a few days ago. Seriously, is this movie gonna force this romantic relationship on us? It's bad enough that the girl in the caves was killed in the first 20 minutes, but now she's just cast aside for another?
I said you had no idea how useless that character was, didn't I?
Orin and Leia decide that the best thing for them to do is head back to Orin's cavern planet.
Who was your father?
Why, Morbro, of course. Supreme Governor of the Bordegon system.
I'm getting sick and tired of never understanding.
But Orin, never understanding is what you're best at. Meanwhile, Dag is being held prisoner by Zygon, and I think you know where this is going.
Try to imagine a needle, the thickness of a human hair, slowly thrust between your eyes.
So it's been discovered that Orin's blade has been passed down from person to person, destroying the rule of tyrants for hundreds of years. Orin and Leia decide that the best thing for them to do is head back to Orin's cavern planet.
I'm sorry. This is a restricted area. No one may enter without prior permission.
Lizzo, shooting!
Wait, did you say shoot me? That doesn't sound pleasant. Maybe I should do something like an actual guard robot. God, I'm a poor model.
I hope you know what you're doing.
Let me try.
Nah, that's a coincidence.
But of course, breaking into Zygon's lair haphazardly has its disadvantages, like being immediately captured.
A robot?
No, not just a robot. I am the robot. I have been putting the pieces back together for over 1,000 years.
He's more machine now than man.
So Orin is thrown into jail next to Dag. With the blade in Zygon's possession, nothing can stop him from taking over and enslaving the humans. In fact, this blade is so important that Zygon just leaves it out in the open on a console board. How much you want to bet that's gonna bite him in the ass?
Conqueror of man, folks. God damn, this is stupid. So of course the twinkling dingleberry sneaks the hilt out of the reach of Zygon, and Orin uses it to escape.
Guard! I have something for you!
Oh boy, I hope it is candy. That is not candy.
What's going on, Water Snake?
So Orin and Dag manage to sneak aboard one of Zygon's ships as they leave to destroy humanity's space fleet, I guess. Yeah, we're supposed to care about some fleet we've never even seen in this movie? Oh, and I mean literally never see. We never see a single spaceship of theirs, or even the planet which they're protecting. My god, I'm so invested!
Luckily, the Fembot managed to fix the ship and rejoins Orin and Dag as they manage to overtake control of the flagship leading the attack. And with a simple push of a button, detonates all the missiles in the entire fleet, effectively destroying every ship. Christ, if a single button push could do that, I'd hate to see what would happen if a guy accidentally spilled his coffee on the control boards. Orin and the gang manage to break back into Zygon space for, what, the third time now? But Zygon manages to ensnare Orin's ship in a tractor beam, leaving the Fembot and Dag's ship to make the save and take their place in the beam. I'm not sure that's how tractor beams work, but if the filmmakers don't care, then why the fuck should I?
Ouch! Good suggestion! The flagship decimates all of the base's defenses, leaving Orin to face Zygon one-on-one.
But it looks like Leia decides to go after Orin anyways after seeing Zygon pursue after him, and gets her ass captured as the two were fighting like a complete dumbass.
Give me the hilt, Naka, or she will die like the other.
Okay, you've tried to use the sword before, and it has never worked for you. Why the fuck do you think it'll work for you now?
It seems all hope is lost, but Navi shows up again and tells Orin that he never needed the sword in the first place.
You do not need the hilt, Orin. There never was a blade.
I found it in a crackerjack box.
Why the fuck didn't he just tell him this way back at the beginning? The same reason the good witch didn't tell Dorothy about the shoes sending her back home. Some people are dicks.
With his newfound power, Orin cleaves through Zygon and leads his people to revolt against the slave masters. But with the entire mind world collapsing from the explosions above, Orin thinks fast and bullshitty by, get this, throwing the sword at the ceiling, which magically clears the way for the rest of the people to safely evacuate. And if that wasn't enough, Orin even cures the little bastard from before of his blindness, because why the fuck not?
I can see again. I can see! I can see!
I can finally see that you're not wearing a shirt, and that kind of creeps me out. We finally end this turn with Space Jesus here being offered by the old guy from way at the beginning to join him in being glowy and shit, but he turns him down in favor of getting some tail.
Not yet. I'd like to stretch my legs for a few decades.
The choice is yours.
Thank God it's over. Let me tell you, this was a dumb movie. I mean, beyond all the plot points, characters, and shots that they stole from Star Wars, it's just lazy. I'll admit the animation can be good at some times, but the whole story is just a complete mess of half-baked ideas and sloppy execution. And it's just frustratingly blatant how much they're ripping off Star Wars. I'm sorry, it really gets in the way. But I did it. I stood up to your movie and I got through it. What do you think of them apples, bitch?
I'll admit, you fared better than I expected. Can't wait to see how you'll respond with my next offering.
Next offering? Cool.
Kaka has returned.